this reporting was still continuing. What I then did, I sent a message to the acting CFO, just wanting to find out whether perhaps my office was included in terms of the discussions, and of which she confirmed no. And then I left it at that. I believed that perhaps a decision would have been, or discussion would have ensued between the National Commissioner and the Minister, because it is a decision that must be taken at that level.
Did you think it was a correct decision, though, that the Minister took?
At that time, I wouldn't make anything of the decision. Like I said, I was on leave. One would have assumed that when you go on leave, work continues. Perhaps there would have been engagements between the two leaders and they would have taken that decision. So it was a matter that one would have then be briefed properly when they come back from leave. But for me, all I did was to check with the acting CFO if perhaps there was a formal meeting where discussions were held, and then...
So you had no personal view one way or the other?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, so over the course of these, this inquiry, General, we've gotten the sense that, you know, there seems to be two camps, people are taking sides. Have you taken a side in this matter?
On this matter?
Yes.
Never. I do not take sides. I am appointed to assist the accounting officer to execute his or her responsibility, and that's all I do. Because we are employed to ensure that we provide a service which is to combat crime and ensure that the people of this country are safe. For me, those issues are a waste of time, and we need to ensure that we earn our salaries when we leave work every day. So I do not take sides, I do not participate in such issues.
Maybe let me ask it differently. Yeah. At the end of the day, this inquiry is established to probe the allegations that General Mkhwanazi would have made, right? And at the heart of it is this issue of PKTT, drug cartels, and what. And we've had to wade through a whole lot of evidence that you end up not knowing what is right, what is wrong anymore. So if you were to have a view, do you think that General Mkhwanazi, in terms of the issues that he raised, was correct? And indeed that the Minister, General Sibiya, and them were wrong or are involved in these cartels? What would be your personal view?
My personal view would be, obviously, we will have to wait for the committee to conclude its work as well as the commission. General Mkhwanazi did right by raising these issues. If there are issues that are preventing us from doing our job as public servants, those issues ought to be raised in this particular regard. But in terms of who's wrong, who's right, I believe as same and similar as South Africans, one would then allow the committee to proceed with its work and to produce a report, including the commission.
Okay, so Vice Admiral Monde Lobese, who is the Chief of the Navy, goes in public, addresses a gala dinner, and he says he believes that the South African Navy is being defunded by government, and he thinks at the core of it is these issues of either selling out or drug cartels. You've given quite a bit of testimony or evidence that speaks to the fiscal constraints that SAPS is facing and the difficulties. Would you agree with Vice Admiral Lobese?
Chair, I can't comment on the SNDF comment.
As it relates to SAPS, do you think that SAPS is also being consciously defunded to promote perhaps nefarious ends?
We working within the finance environment understand the macro issues of the country. We do participate duly in terms of processes that are there and put on the table by National Treasury. We make our submissions. We always make submissions that are over and above what is currently available. And we hope that one day the macroeconomic situation of the country will improve, and we will be having resources in abundance to ensure that we all are able to deliver the service that we are tasked to deliver as government departments.
Thanks, CFO. And I'm really relying on your, your accomplishments, your qualifications, because I would think that in the environment that you are in, you would understand fiscal pressures, you would understand the priorities and choices that have to be made. So your submission is that you do not believe that the SAPS is being intentionally